Hi, my name is Rhiann Jakubowski, and I am a GIS specialist, and I'm part of the Efficient Vineyard team. I do work with sensor technology and GIS mapping. My primary focus is here at the Cornell lab in Portland, New York. I work with primarily Terry Bates and Kane Hickey, as well as James Taylor, Jackie and Claudio from the UK team, as part of kind of the data hub. So all the data that comes back from the NDVI sensors, soil sensors, Steve Newski's data imaging machines, comms group out in California, all of that data primarily comes to me, and I usually take that raw data and process it into a user-friendly output, whether the user is a grower who wants to see spatial distribution of his canopy or soil, or whether it is Terry Bates who wants to do different types of regression analysis and all of that stuff to find patterns within the vineyards to help growers make a management decision. Mainly what I do here is organize the effort to go out and sense canopy, soil at different timings throughout the season. We work with a lot of growers here in New York to do different timings of NDVI, and we will go back and see how those patterns develop over the year and how they relate to different layers of data such as soil and yield patterns at the end of the year. We can also take those maps and put in sampling locations, such as we did berry sampling, where you measure bricks and berry size throughout the year, and then we can see how the different NDVI levels are developing their characteristics of the sugars and size throughout the year. At the end of the season, we'll also put pruning weight samples out in the vineyard, so we'll go and collect pruning weights to see how those are related to NDVI. So we can take all of that data that we collect over the year, whether it's different timings of NDVI throughout the season, different soil layers such as electrical conductivity and magnetic susceptibility, as well as any yield that we're able to collect. We can overlay the sampling locations on top of that to see how the berries develop over the course of the growing season and see how well or how much it doesn't relate to the NDVI sensing. And that way we can give the grower a good visualization of what they can expect out of the season. So we do a lot of crop estimation using our NDVI maps early in the season. So we'll go out, take NDVI, make sampling locations based off of that NDVI. So we hit the low vigor sections, the medium vigor sections, and the high vigor sections of the vineyard. And we collect our berry weights at 30 days after bloom, and then we could get a pretty accurate crop estimation. And then, so that helps the growers so that we know what we're expecting out of the crop from that year. And then we can go back at the end of the year with our yield weights and see how close we got to the actual yield. So basically, as part of this project, I am working to get the sensor technology out there, get the data collected, process the data for growers, and work with the team to help growers make a management decision based off of that. And we can also use the data to implement variable rate technology, which is where this project is really going. That way we can go out and sense, you get visual representation of whatever it is that you want to change in your vineyard, whether it's canopy growth or soil nutrition. And we can actually plug the data directly into a field computer, and that field computer will tell the system whether it's the shoot thinner or the crop thinner or a fertilizer application, precise inputs to put into the vineyard dependent on another data layer. And that will help the growers to make practical decisions, efficient decisions, and really help them to gain as much productivity out of their vineyard that they can with the minimal amount of inputs. I think the next step as far as this project is concerned is for this group down here to work with James Taylor, Jackie, and Claudio up in the UK to develop a data support system, which will allow growers to go out and collect the spatial mapping information, the data, upload it into a database on the internet, and it will come back with a management decision for that grower. That's going to be a big step as far as the turnaround time for the data, and also for the growers to be able to work interactively with the Efficient Vineyard team and for us to be able to help them make management decisions in their vineyards using the technology and hoping that they adapt that technology into their efforts in their vineyards.